just had a thought. I should have played Rocky Raccoon, but maybe next next week.
Show.
Hey,
the raccoon story will stick with me for a while.
It will. It will. Well, they got what makes them funny. They have the eyes like bandits. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's what they call them, trash bandits.
Trash, yeah. Every once in a while, you see them dumpster dive. That's we've had a couple out here.
I think we should put a Tesla Cybertruck out there and see what happens.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
I see when it rides by every now and then. Yeah. It's just like, oh my God.
Well, what's new on the beat there, Fred?
There's no Tesla Cybertrucks on the races on the racetracks.
Imagine if they had that and they all stall and everything else.
They run out, and, it's a 100 lapper, and they can only get 94 laps or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But when the big boys are running, and boy,
pit stops. Yeah, pit stops are like, you charge it up, it'd be 2-hour pit stop.
Yep, 2 hours. That'd be great for a fan. Wouldn't that be very fan friendly?
Yeah.
Let me know how it worked out. Oh God.
But it's going to be a great weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
So all the tracks are going to be open. So I very much encourage somebody to go out, or everybody to go out and at least check out one of the tracks. Nick and I are going to go down to New Egypt, and they're having a special race, and they canceled last week because we lost the general manager.
Yeah, right. It was
so they're back in business this weekend. Going to have the modifieds, the crate, sportsman, sprinters, sprint cars, the NASCAR 305s, and the New England. Well, New England, total things. You got the sprint cars and the wingless sprints going down there. I didn't even pay attention to that earlier. Yeah. And the 4-cylinders. So this is going to be a nice card down going on at New Egypt this weekend.
It seems like summertime is right for all this stuff, but it seems also on the international front they're running races in overseas in Spain and everything.
If you pay attention.
You pay attention. And I don't know why I don't know why they run that, but I guess there's an audience for that overseas.
Probably. But, you don't see dirt cars over there.
No.
So,
but
maybe I ought to try it. They'd be sand cars. Like over in Abu Dhabi. Somebody will take a whack at this stuff pretty soon. Yeah. Whether local outlet or whatever. I can remember years ago NASCAR was basically, by sight only, and then Ted Turner started putting them on TV. Yeah. He said, "I got nothing else to run on Sunday or Saturday. Might as well." And it paid off for him. Yeah. It paid off for him. Yeah. Now Fox is running them all the time. So, wish they'd cut down on some of the commercials, but it is.
But they have NASCAR shows, and they have the guys that used to be drivers as the commentators and stuff.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Benny Parsons and those kind of guys.
Benny's gone, but we got like Kevin Harvick's out
there.
He's out there. A couple other guys. Yeah. But like all the local tracks around here, we got something going on. So. Wall, I missed it last week. I had something to do, but hopefully Earl can come in and fill us in on the super modifieds that they had last week, because that's a hell of a show. Yeah. And I've been looking on their Facebook pages and on their website, and it looked like it was a great time had by all. So, but this weekend it's going to be the normal things. They got modified, sportsmen, factory stocks, fast fours, limited late models, TQs. And the J.J. Lane Memorial Race, that's going to be probably for the modifieds, so it's a 40-lapper. So that's going to be a good one. And I talk all the time about how much fun we had down at Wall.
I meant to ask you, Fred, about the way they do business is, it's still an event as well. So would they recruit people that almost like the wrestlers, who have the big images, like the Hulk Hogan's of the world, or something to get into somebody that's a rival to try to gin it up a little bit? Do they do that?
That kind of happens naturally. Yeah. There's nothing like really crazy rivals. But once in a while, there's some big names like Stuart Friesen, who runs I think he runs the Xfinity circuit, and he runs the trucks. Once in a while, you'll catch him at New Egypt or Bridgeport and stuff like that. So he's kind of a big name. But he's not like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Not villainous. Tony Stewart for a while had that. Everybody wanted a piece of him there for a while. He flat out didn't care.
Yeah, no, Tony was Tony. He still is. He's He once in a while he hops behind the wheel of a car. Kyle Larson will run a sprint car.
Right.
He wins on everything. So he's always a good name.
Kurt
But
Busch, was there Busch? Was it kind of a...
Kurt Busch will run. I don't see him too much around here. He pretty much sticks with the...
Yeah.
Well, Kurt's retired.
Yeah.
Kyle is
Kyle,
still
okay, yeah.
Kyle Larson's probably the biggest name that'll hop from car to car to car.
I was wondering, because it's an event, you get headliners, you get rivals, the field, and then you find somebody that nobody ever heard of, wins everything and becomes a star. Sort of like the 15 minutes of fame kind of thing.
Well, a lot of times guys like that will stick around for a while.
Yeah.
And,
it's a showbiz.
Very rarely do you see somebody just. I mean, it happens.
They don't treat it like showbiz as much as some of the others.
It's a real biz.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a real biz.
But there's marquee stuff and something that will maybe drive people that to watch. But sometimes you forget about your core audience and trying for the newbies out there. You know what? And it's we had a good thing.
Yeah, there's a good case in point with that. Is I was reading the Wall Stadium Speedway Facebook page, and a lot of people were clamoring for the super modifieds to be a regular. That would be hard because you got a lot of locals running around in there with the regular modifieds. You can't afford to give a purse for a super modified because they're a whole lot more than the regular ones. A purse for a super modified start that's like $5,000. But you want to keep it to where your locals are still here.
Yeah,
your guys can still run. Your everyday guys, because if you switch that over to total super modified, you might get a good 1 year out of that when everybody's excited.
Alienate somebody,
and then you're pushing away your other people.
Yeah.
But then just to get these super modifieds for the big purses, big attendance, but in the long run, you're doing more damage. So
and
they have it figured out. That
and there's always
once or twice a year, you're good.
And every business is always with the egos, and somebody has to be massaged, and somebody has to be placated. Somebody's being a pain. It's like a soap opera, right?
If you look on the Facebook, it's like a wrestling soap opera,
right?
But if you go past all that, it's
I know it, but it's something that you have to deal with. I mean, you're kind of a diplomat and a promoter and a fan and all the kind of stuff.
At the same time, that's where Earl Krause from Wall does a great job with all that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the one guy that runs down there. They say he's rough. He's like a Tony Store type of guy.
Yeah.
But in the pits, he's the nicest guy, and he'll help everybody out. So I'm like, where's the problem? Okay, he runs hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, how dare you?
You're there to win a race.
How dare you?
Don't be dirty.
Yeah.
But, and some people call him dirty, but from what I see in the footage, he's a hard racer, and then a couple times it could be construed as a dirty run, but I don't think Jimmy does it that way all the time.
Look at the pros, Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. I mean,
you didn't get the Intimidator name for nothing,
right? And Richard Petty, he used to work. Here's a guy just seemed like to outwork everybody. Mm-hmm. Whatever, just always seemed to be had a little bit more.
Right. He was on a different level than a lot of people back in the 60s and 70s until a lot of the car owners, because he was one of the car owner drivers. Yeah, right. He was putting out. He wasn't only doing it; he was living it as well. So that's how Dale Earnhardt Sr. started and all that stuff. He was working with his dad, and then had his own cars, and then later on he signed on with somebody, and then eventually Richard Childress. Yeah. But that's how you work it out. So hopefully, I don't mind seeing a super modified 2 or 3 times a year down the Wall. That would be cool. Yeah. Because you don't see them that often around here. They usually run up in New England or Long Island. And, that's where the tracks are, and so it's nice to get them down here once in a while. But I wouldn't make it a super modified track because you're going to push a lot of your local guys away. Because I'm looking at the roster from the guys who ran when I was down there.
Yeah,
and
keep
a lot
them
of
home.
In that area.
Keep them home. Yeah.
And same as almost all the tracks. Even New Egypt, a lot of guys are from the shore area, our area here. East Windsor, Princeton, or whatever. Not so much Princeton. Yeah. But the local guys, and then you see that all around each track. Bridgeport, you'll see guys from here go down to Bridgeport. But you'll also see a lot of people come up from Delaware at Bridgeport.
Dover Downs is still as good as ever. Back in the day, it was pretty good.
Yeah. As far as dirt track goes, a lot of guys run. There's a couple tracks down there, Georgetown. A couple that I had it and it just went away. But there's a couple dirt tracks down there. But the guys from Delaware will go to Bridgeport. Guys from Pennsylvania will go to Bridgeport. Depending on the purse, you'll pull guys from New England or New York. We used to run from here to New York, upstate New York, like Binghamton, and all the way up to Canada. You know, following the series, and then going for the purses. But all right. Well, back to the what's going on around here. I already talked about New Egypt and Wall. Well, this is Christmas in July in Wall. So,
how about that?
There might be. Let me see. Santa and the elves will be coming down to visit. Hope he brings a bag full of goodies.
There you go.
Santa will be there. It won't be that hot this week.
Maybe get them cut loose for Toys for Tots. Maybe we can
we'll
get them in there.
Yeah. Well, I got a Santa and I got a couple backup Santa.
We got a couple of recruiters. Yeah, a couple of ringers in there.
So we got one very entertaining Santa. Could be Nick. So.
I definitely so. Yeah. There you go.
And also at Bridgeport this week, they'll be starting at 7. The races will start at 7. Warm-ups are at 6. They have the sprint URC sprint cars, sportsman, street stocks, 4 cylinders, and the vintage modified. I don't see the regular modifieds on there, but it's still a great show. Vintage modifieds put on a nice show. That's what I like.
All right. That's right. We're in the fast lane here with Fred. Go ahead. You're up. Hello there. We're running at top speed today for some reason. I don't know why, but we are.
Taking your lead, Nick. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that this week too, because I'm looking at the flyer for the Maple Grove Super Chevy Sunday or Super Chevy weekend. So yeah, that may happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm planning on going down and doing chapter 2 of our Speedway series. We did chapter 1 was Wall, so I want to hit all the tracks all over the place and do what we did. A promotional video for each track. So Craig and I are going down on Saturday. Hopefully you're with us, Nick, or do what you got to do. On
YouTube as well.
Yeah, we put it on YouTube. We switched it over to YouTube too, and not just Facebook.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get together and do this. We're going to go to each track, like Bridgeport. We're going to run up to Maple Grove, do that. I don't know if I could do that this weekend, even though this weekend would be great. I don't think I can get Craig out for 2 days in a row.
Good luck.
But we'll see what happens. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So that's my plan, to get everybody to know what's going on, give them out the information, let them say, "Wow, I need to be a part of this," and head on down to whatever track, New Egypt, and this week will be New Egypt. So, whatever track you want to head down to, and see what it's all about. Maybe you get hooked. So. I seen, yeah, I seen Maple Grove had the Power Wheels racing there. That would have been cool, little kids. Hey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the gravitas thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. There you go.
There you go.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Big star power. That's what you need. You bet.
All right.
Thank you so much. That's right. Absolutely. That's right.
All right. I'll be talking to you later then. All right.
Yeah. Hopefully he's overcoming his shyness, and that's really good.
Oh, thank God he's not shy. But
I just think of supermarkets like it would be the Costco or Wegmans 200 or something like that.
Yeah.
If you could get that's sponsors too and everything.
That's what we're working for.
Yeah. Somebody might do something like that.
Yeah, we're there is a shopping cart race in Langhorne. They have it every once a year, I think.
You know what?
It's at the Hilltop.
Yeah.
I have to talk with those guys. They have a car club. What is it? The Gas Guzzler,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And they have.
But that's the interesting part. I was trying to allude to that was the promotion of it. That having fans could walk out autographs, could get pictures signed, kind of before kind of
They
thing.
do that.
It's a schmoozing kind of informal kind of thing.
Yeah, I know the at Wall they do that a lot. With they put the guys out there. You can pretty much approach any of the drivers.
Sure.
And I know for a fact that New Egypt did last year. They had, or 2 years ago, they had a lot of the older drivers that I knew.
Yeah.
I'm much older now, but they're like the Mount Rushmore of cars. Like Sammy Beavers was there signing autographs. A couple others. And Marty Resnick, and they were all signing autographs, and I already had them from back in the '70s.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see those guys and talk to I talked to Sammy for a little bit, and he didn't remember me because I was only 8 years old at the time. Now I'm 60. Yeah. But it was nice to talk to him, and I said I just remember when he ran the North.
Yeah, it's almost like at a ballpark you get you're leaning over and get the ball signed or get a program signed or something like that. And
I mean the kids. I see some of the kids do that with the guys nowadays, and it's really heartwarming. And I'm happy to see that. Hopefully they get attached to the sport too.
Sometimes they're more valuable. I had a Denny McLean, actually it grew in value because he then later was convicted of racketeering, went to jail. So it made it even more notorious. So it became more in value.
Like my Lenny Dykstra rookie card.
Right.
At one point it was like $400. Now you have to give somebody $400 to take it.
Right. Yeah.
So
pay off in what? I don't know. Stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's always if there's a story behind stuff. That drives the train a little bit.
I wonder if my dad's got my book. Maybe my dad has the book, but we've moved so many times over the years it probably got lost.
Right.
But it would be nice if we had that book and I could look back and see who else signed it and who's with us and who's not.
My dad used to travel at times in St. Louis. I made sure that he had lunch and they got shake hands with Stan the Man Musial. I'm going and That's a big deal.
It is. And it was a big deal. Yeah, it was a big deal for me to cruise the pits after the races and meet these guys and like sheepishly walk up to them and say, "Can I get your autograph?" Yeah. And they would be like, "Oh, sure, kid." Yeah. So, and then now it happens on Facebook. I just got a confirmed friend request from Stan Plosky's grandson, who runs sprint cars. And Stan Plosky Sr. was one of my idols growing up, and my family's idols. So.
That is amazing, the family connection that passed down. I mean, because you could be a teacher on one side, but your son is an engineer. I mean, whatever. I don't know, or a lawyer, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of third and fourth generation drivers now. Like Stan Plosky the third. Yeah. Johnny Scarpati Jr., his daughter even runs sometimes for him. So there's 3 generations there, and Billy Osmond the third. I remember Billy Sr., friends of my dad, and it's really cool to see like the generations, and they're doing well. Yeah.
Or the family business kind of thing going on.
Billy Pouch Jr. is like kicking it every week, and his dad was always a major player as I was growing up.
And some of it could have to do with the way they run things or don't run things, or some of the politics you have to deal with. Like
There's
anything.
A lot of that. A lot more than you think.
Yeah, and
Nick and I have conversations about that a lot that we can't repeat. But
you have to either work around or through or play whatever. I mean,
but there's a certain amount of politics, and
if you do this for
I'm
me,
not going to say favoritism, but because it is a business, and sometimes you have to do stuff like that. But there's politics.
The hometown discount.
But so there's a lot goes to it, and it's all for fun for the fans. And
it's all part of doing business. It's you're not a bunch of robots out there, and there's egos, and I didn't get mine, and he got his. It's like you're like in 5th grade now.
It's almost like a human nature.
He said about he tattled about me. It's what we got.
That actually happened big time.
I know it. It's like we're worse than the kids.
Sometimes, but there's a lot of money involved in some of these things. So.
You're right. Yeah.
And money ruins a lot of things. But
as they say, when they said it's not about the money, then it's about the money. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That's we had talked before. My dad got out of it when he had to spend more than $1,500 for something. And guys are coming out there with $15,000 engines in their cars, and these cars nowadays are running somewhere between 60 and 100,000. So, so you have to have major sponsors. The 4-cylinder, street stock, stuff like that, still keep it real.
Yeah.
I'm looking to sponsor somebody. I'm going to have to get on to him. I want to help him out and see if I can get him this 4-cylinder up over the top. He's right there. He's a good runner. Good guy.
You see all the sponsorships on their clothes and everything else?
Yeah.
So that's somebody's working real hard.
Somebody's working, but it also has
it's a Bill Redner kind of guy. So we got a back here.
WBCB patch.
Where is it? We get a spine, jam another one in there. Relentless.
Yeah. So,
but you're right.
Yeah, like my dad used to be sponsored by local guys, like Fletcher's Mobile. That was my dad.
Yeah, right.
Or Earl's Auto Agency, or Fidelity Auto Parts, and
or they would pool their
that are popping in my head.
Pool their resources to be a combo thing. Yeah. So you're one week, I'll be the next.
A dozen names, and then you got one guy that comes in there with sponsored by Pepsi Cola. Who just throw like 50 grand at him. Yeah. And they don't even think about it. So that blew out a lot of the guys like Joe's Auto Body.
Well, if you got the major ones, then if you're a small one, you go, boy, if they got some of the big ones, they must be pretty successful. I think I'll chase that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it work both ways.
His name was Brett Hearn, and he's a legend. And he won a lot of races, and he was a good driver. Some people like him, some people don't, just like everybody else. But I had no problem with him. But he did change the sport when he brought the big sponsors in there. Statewide Fencing did Billy Osmond for a while, and Jimmy Horton. And they did all the guardrails up and down the Garden State Parkway and the Turnpike. So they had a big backing behind them.
If we could ever get the John Milner Prize, that would be amazing.
That would be a prize.
That would be something if that would happen. Does he know how popular he really is?
He still is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
in our circle, I don't know about my daughter's circle,
but you know what though, if
somebody you watch American Graffiti once, you know who he is.
Yeah. Right, John Milner. Yeah, it was a Vietnam veteran too. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and if you get a celebrity that would be on hand for that, that would be something.
I am working for getting John Milner at the Hot Rod.
I saw you that. I saw that.
And I'm,
that would. Now, of course,
I know he does car shows, and I know he does a lot of benefits. I don't know if he's in this area back in December, but I reached out to them. They reached back to me and said we'll work out the terms, and I haven't heard anything since. So
no.
I don't know if work out the terms means blow smoke up my butt, but hopefully not. So, but I would love to have
the politics about it.
Big honor to have.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Because I have a couple of customers with the Milner Coupes, and they would just love their pictures taken with John. Paul and Matt.
Yeah, and he's still been around and everything else, and he's actually had a lot of success. But you're talking about that's a movie for the ages.
Oh, yeah. Well, today is the anniversary of 40-something years for Hollywood Nights. I was in that. It's another classic.
Ooh, we got Tony Danza wouldn't do it for me though, would he?
No, he would.
Michelle Pfeiffer would.
Well, if I could reach out to Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh man, I'd be with you.
I don't think she's coming. But
that'd be great.
We'd end up with New Bomb Turk.
Well, Robert Wall.
Or Dudley.
Yeah.
My puffer.
We get I get Fran Drescher, wouldn't
that's okay.
Yeah. The Pie Wagon or whatever it was, whatever.
Another classic movie with cool cars and.
Yeah, the New Bomb Turk Library and all this stuff. That was like a low rent,
It was considered a ripoff of American Graffiti. But
yeah.
It actually held its own, and it's and it was almost a different genre, but it was looked at as a low rent American
knockoff
Graffiti.
kind of stuff. But it spawned the career of Michelle Pfeiffer was one, yeah. And
Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher, right? Yeah.
Robert Wall. Tony was already established when he was there. He was the big name on there.
Yeah.
But so this weekend, the weather's going to be great. That's what I hear. So we want to see everybody out and send me your things on my Fred Fletcher Facebook page or Need for Speed Radio.
Oh man.
Put it out there, or what you saw at Maple Grove, Bridgeport, Wall, New Egypt. Like I said, I'll be down in New Egypt.
What's the hottest month, Fred? Is it July and August?
Yeah, July and August.
August.
So far, we've lost a couple of races because of the heat.
Yeah.
We lost last week because of Joey, but we lost Joey because of the heat.
Yeah, and fans aren't going to sit out for that.
No,
I don't know.
I get that. I've been out there when I'm sitting there dripping.
And nobody wants to be undercover anywhere. They want to be out and about, so they want to enjoy the experience.
There's not much cover in the stands. I sit up by the press box, so I have a little bit of blockage there with the thing, unless you're in the press box.
Right.
Down at Wall, it was nice. It was a breeze, a little warm, but nice breeze. So it kept the edge off, and we enjoyed it. Bridgeport, I've been down there when it's been hot. Yeah. It's good. They're all good. And it's all good.
And upcoming weeks, we got we'll put more of the same, and we'll see what happens.
Different but the same.
Different but the same, and who knows? There might be a few surprises along the way. We're hoping.
I think Nick and I are working on. I'll have an answer for that, this afternoon.
Stay tuned for that. That's right. That's an hour of power. First, Under the Hood with America's mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and then Fred sticks around, shift gears for the Need for Speed.
Then we go 3 wide.
3 wide here on BCB. Raccoons welcome.
The Raccoon 500.